Hello, I am a graphic novelist, self-employed since 2015. I haven't given myself consistent weekends in my entire adult life. I hardly take vacations unless I am also working on something while I'm traveling. I have built a career that is entirely unsustainable. How did this happen? Why didn't I listen to my friends? Anyone could have seen this coming. I saw this coming. I did nothing. I leaned into it. I made it worse. But I'm trying to fix it this year. I'm going to try to take 12 weeks off this year. Here's how I'm going to do that. We're going to do some math. The average person who works as an employee with a 9-to-5 job has 52 weekends a year. It means you have 104 calendar days every year you get off just with weekends. It comes to about 8.6 days per month. Anytime I was not taking a weekend and just like powering through and continuing to work on comics, I was like, well, I don't really want to interrupt my workflow and it's just 2 days, so I'll just keep working. It doesn't matter. I like drawing comics. But when you zoom out and you realize you have 104 for weekends, you have 11 federal holidays in the US, you have PTO, you have sick days, and suddenly a third of the days out of the year, the average person is not working. What have I done to myself? So let's review how I got to this point. In 2019, I signed a 2-book deal with my publisher, Little Brown, and when I signed my book contract, I was working as a caricature artist at my local zoo, occasionally taking shifts at a cafe, doing freelance illustration for marketing. I was an assistant at the literary agency, and I was starting to draw my graphic novels. So I had like 5 jobs at once for a while there. I really like variety. I've built that kind of career for myself on purpose, where I am always juggling a lot of things. However, it means that there's always something that I could be doing, and that makes it really hard to rest. I realized coming to the end of my contract that I just had been so stressed for so long. I was scared to try to switch things up while I was finally able to do the kind of work that I've been waiting to do for my whole life. And now that I have a gap before my next project, I'm going to make a change. So, how am I going to take 12 weeks off this year? My plan is to take the first week of every month off and then work the next consecutive 3.5 weeks. I have several reasons why I think that for me, working 23 days on, 7 days off-ish is going to be a lot better than working 5 days and then taking 2 days off. I don't want to take weekends. They don't really refresh me. I'm just thinking about work the whole time, and I haven't really seen the point in it. I am autistic and ADHD, so I have difficulties with things like initiating tasks. So if I can get motivated on something and start working, I don't want to stop a few days later, take a weekend, have to build up all the momentum of working again. I think it'll be a lot better for me to be able to take a whole week off and actually rest and recover and do some things that I like outside of books and then be able to build up the momentum of working and just work 23 days straight. Obviously, I love my job. I love being a comic artist. I love representing projects as a literary agent. I love books. I'm very grateful for my career. I want it to be sustainable. You know you're burned out and your therapist is telling you just to draw your dang webcomic. It sucks to feel like anytime you take off is time you could be trying to make more money. How could I possibly take 100 days off this year? What do you mean you only work 2/3 of the time? Doesn't that mean you make 2/3 of the income? I think it'll actually give me time to be creating content that I could be sharing online. All of the work that I've been doing for my books, I can't really share. Just having time to draw whatever I want will be great for my career and for the success of my books, because I'll have more art to share and show people and not, drop off the face of the internet while I'm working on graphic novels. I expect that I will just be happier, having time to rest. I hope that I'll be healthier. I'm trying it this year. I am determined to. You're all along for the ride now, so I will report back and tell you how it goes. A few weeks ago, I turned in the second book in that contract, so it's taken me about 3 years to draw them. I still have some odds and ends to finish up for my second book, but for the most part, it's done. The meat and potatoes of like working on it every day is done. When you're on contract for a book, it is very difficult to try to make any alterations to your schedule because you kind of know what works and like you're worried that if you try something different, it might destabilize you and you'll have trouble like getting back into it and finishing the book. I myself and so many people I know have literally gotten ill from overworking in these careers. It's hard when it's something you love and you genuinely want to work on it to have boundaries with it. We have a generation of comic artists who are all comparing ourselves to each other's worst habits. I feel like it's such privilege as a self-employed person to be able to take off almost the equivalent of like a normal amount of days off in the year. I think that pretty much anyone who works in publishing has to come to accept eventually that you're never going to do enough. Enough just doesn't exist. There's always going to be more that you can work on that you feel like people are waiting for. But we also have obligations to ourselves. And I think that you have to care for yourself as an artist in order to keep making art that can help and inspire and entertain. It can be pretty impossible as a comics artist not to compare yourself to other people who are making comics and what their work output seems to be. It'll be like, wow, this person has so many books coming out. They must draw so fast. But they might have been working on those books for a lot longer. And also, like, who cares? Some people just draw faster than other people. Some people, like me, have migraines 20 days out of the month a lot of the time and are doing our best. I'm trying so hard not to curse. I just wish all of us could feel proud. A lot of us who are responsible for motivating ourselves to work every day as independent artists, small business owners, agents, authors, work really, really, really hard. And we work all the time. And when we're not working, we feel like we should be working. So we work harder and we lose sleep. And then we get to the point where we're working so much, we're like, your body just like stops and you're just like, okay, I guess this is what's happening right now. And then you start working again and you're like, oh no, I didn't work for a few days, so I better work really, 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 really hard. And then you're just in that cycle where that's what you do. So I'm going to schedule some time for myself to take off in 2023. I know that I would like to pitch another book to my publisher, whomst I have absolutely adored working with. But instead of jumping straight into another book contract, I want to be very thoughtful about what I choose to do next in my career. I could try to draw shorter books. My last two have been 300 plus pages. Why did they let me do that? I don't know. But I would love for my next book to be closer to like 200, 225 pages, or to do like early reader comics. Not just because they're shorter, but because that sounds really cute. Eventually I want to make more middle grade comics, but I kind of want to break it up with something that I can accomplish in like 6 months rather than like a year and a half, 2 years. I have a few options about what I could kind of do next with my career. So giving myself this work schedule is also to give myself time to like ruminate over what my next step is. So in addition to updating everybody on kind of how my experimental 12 weeks off is gonna go, I'm gonna keep you updated about what I decide to work on. It's gonna be great. All of my comic artists out there, good luck. I'm rooting for you, I sure am. If anyone out there decides to adopt my zany little work schedule for this year, let me know. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, tell me how much you like my dog, and I'll see you soon. Bye. I put that sweater there specifically So she would lay on it so she would be in the video. And it